What's up, gentlemen? So, how's it going?
Of a Civ game?
I can see that.
Yeah, civilization. But Civ is extremely fun, so if you guys ever play... If you ever want to get into a deep, dark pit of games that you could never really climb out of, Civ is the way to go.
See,
Like, a single game of Civ probably takes about 8 to 12 hours.
I have 605.
How much do I have? It's probably like half of what I have because on Steam, I was playing Civ a lot before I actually bought it.
Hello.
120.
Christian is back.
Hey, my computer restarted.
Oh shoot!
Yeah,
What coincidence, mine did too. It restarted like 20 times.
Well, seeing as we're all here, welcome, gentlemen.
This is
Glad to hear from everyone.
Yeah, how do you do, everyone?
Hey, how's your week been?
I'm in a team full of very martial-esque white people. 2 teams actually. One in my accounting course and one in my marketing course, and I hate both of them.
So, like the businessy of business people?
Yeah, they're so very what's the word? Basic, you know? And they're very risk averse. When it comes to I also had another group that was
Risks are
also
their group
in my
project.
entrepreneurship class, but we're not doing this group anymore because the project is already over. But I got together with a bunch of random people. Guess what? All 3 of them were white. And it's not that they were white, it's just they're that archetype of rich white people who seem to have had their parents buy their way into the school kind of feeling.
So people there are going to inevitably fail upwards.
Not that they're gonna fail, it's just they all sort of have that exact same mindset of what is it? Well, in turn, I can't say for like what they do on their own time, but it does seem to hover more towards concerts and going out to parties and someplace that has a really loud dance club, because that's all what they seem to talk about, like cultural events, which is usually a festival or some sort of concert, or like, and they do it every fucking weekend because that's all they talk about when I get to know them. But that's not bad. See, that's not the terrible part about them. It's just when they work on projects, they're super risk averse, and that's really fucking annoying to me. That really pisses me off.
Is this an entrepreneurship class?
So the entrepreneurship class is like that. I was like, I had a whole bucket list of interesting things that I wanted to do. We basically had to sell things and make a profit out of it. Basically, start your own entrepreneurship venture.
I know that people,
Yeah.
they're out selling donuts usually.
Exactly, yeah. But then he gave us a $20 limit to do it. So he's just like, okay, small funds, try to make something big out of it. Let's see how much profit you can make. And then we'll donate it to charity. So you have that going for you. You could just literally have people donate money for charity to you and not spend that $20. That's what he told us. So we were doing that, and at the end of the day, we settled with a fucking candy sale. Out of all the things that we could have done, they wanted to buy big bags of candy and sell them. I was like, we could sell ramen, right? Nobody ever sells ramen. But I was like, we could have a kettle on the side with boiling water, and then they can pick out the ramen. And then we set up shop in front of a library. And then when people are exhausted and hungry during midterms week and they've been starving themselves, studying the whole time, they can come downstairs for a nice, warm, piping hot cup of ramen that they can pick themselves. And all we do is press the button on the kettle and pour the water for them. And the ramen is theirs.
Not to mention it's already cheap as hell.
Yeah, and it's cheap as shit. That's the ultimate college food. And I thought that would be better than a fucking candy sale. Which is, you know, everyone sells candy, donuts, pastries, brownies.
They just sound like they're doing the bare minimum to get by.
Yeah, and everyone, you know, everyone does that. And even if it sells better, it's not as interesting. I would rather learn from this and get a worse grade and do something wacky than, you know, sell fucking candy. It just frustrates me to no end. And guess what the other 12 groups did? Maybe 12 out of 13 groups. They all sold food. They were all selling like popsicle, like brownies. There were a few great ideas when they pitched it to us initially. All groups had to come up and present an interesting idea that they had. There was one, it was like, oh, we're hosting a FIFA tournament. I was like, that's cool. They ended up selling, something like some food. There was one that was so we're gonna go around and clean other people's places, and I was like, that's pretty interesting. It's better than selling fucking brownies and candy.
It also sounds like a nightmare.
They ended up selling, I think, brownies or something, some kind of sweet. And then the last group, the one that won and made the most profits, guess what they did? They didn't sell fucking food, and they went to the USC game where we were fighting I forget which one, but they had a buffalo for a mascot. So they had a buffalo head, and then they had the school shirt. Somehow they got their hands on the school shirt for the rival college. And then so he was just wearing the buffalo hat and the shirt, and then it was just tin foil and shaving cream, and they would just pie him with shaving cream. Lo and behold, the group that doesn't do something basic as fuck wins the game. And it doesn't even matter if we won or lost the game. It looked fun as fuck.
Right.
It probably was fun for the people who bought it. It was probably fun for the people who hosted it. It was probably all around a very wholesome event. But what we did when we sold candy, we sat behind a table and we were just like, would you like to purchase some candy for Breast Awareness Day? Breast Cancer Awareness Month? Not Breast Awareness Month. What the fuck? Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And they're like, and they walked away. So
I'm sorry. That sounds awful.
And I feel like all of the groups, like back to my main point of very basic rich white kids, I feel like most of the general mindset when it comes to projects kind of goes alongside these groups' mentalities. They don't really want to do anything above and beyond.
Like if you can just get by, that's good enough.
Yeah, we're just gonna get it done. We're gonna do what the professor likes, which is something usually very safe and conservative. We're gonna get the grade and get out of here scot-free.
Doesn't that make it a rich family thing?
The what?
No, just like rich family versus where's the white part come into?
See,
'Cause that sounds like just most rich families I know of.
I think I just happen to be with rich white people, and that's like 90% of the demographic inside Marshall. So it seems to be like it's just a trend that I feel like happens.
So I think it's something that exists in all rich cultures.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure a rich Asian, if I were surrounded by a bunch of rich Asians inside a classroom, they would have some other peeve that I would fucking hate as well if I worked with them constantly. It's just for the rich white demographic in particular, it's this. And I think every demographic that's annoying will have a different trait, probably.
I was thinking the other way around, where it's like based on financial income, all having similar things.
I don't think it's financial income that causes it either. I don't even think it's like their race that causes it. It's definitely backgrounds. It's straight up just background.
Oh, okay.
But it just happens that most of the people in Marshall are rich and white. So I'm generalizing very greatly right now.
Yeah.
I definitely am very much generalizing. And I don't think it's a freak coincidence either. They all have extremely similar backgrounds, which causes them to think in the very same way, which causes them to agree with each other and go with that decision inside a group. And that frustrates me, but I have to go along with it because it's a democracy.
Yeah, I knew this one like rich Latino dude who was like Mexican but uber conservative. Like, I found his personal website, and on the background, it's terrible by the way, but in the back, like the image is just like money. Like that was like the decoration for his stuff, and it cited all these things saying like white capitalism was great, or like unregulated capitalism was like the best. And it just I think I know the behavior you're talking about. It's, I don't know, I find it very
it's a little hard.
Go on.
It's hard to describe without being not politically correct, you know?
Yeah,
I think so.
but yeah, no, I think it's a type of background that really affects people.
Yeah, it's not whether or not you're, I think, rich or white or black or poor or every subgroup is gonna have, or group or subgroup is gonna have a particular stereotype, and it's gonna piss someone off. It's just at the moment right now, I worked with 3 fucking groups that were all the same, and I didn't get any variety, and it's frustrating me because they're having this pattern that I realized before, but I couldn't really confirm because it was kind of a stereotype for Marshall that I didn't want to believe.
Oh god. So
I think I can safely say that it's pretty true.
So you're saying like everyone so far in this class has confirmed a stereotype in a way that disappoints you.
More or less, yeah. And they ridicule people with like interesting ideas. When people were pitching, like, it's not exactly ridicule, I guess. It's like they were kind of doing like chuckling and scoffing when someone proposed something interesting. There was a yoga Pilates lesson one. They actually went through with that. Okay, that's the other group that didn't do something else that wasn't a bake sale or food sale. They did a Yoga's Pilates class session along with a resume consulting workshop. So that was interesting, but they didn't do very well. But when they pitched it, people were they're just like, it's not gonna work out. But fuck that. Like, who cares if it's not gonna work out? This is an entrepreneurship class where you're in a safe environment and you're supposed to take risks that that could potentially destroy you in the future. Like, you're in a classroom environment. Go do something nutty.
I mean, that is actually something about school I think that we take for granted. It's like a safe environment to do weird stuff and to try things out.
Exactly.
And yeah, I can see how that's frustrating with you if you're like, you acknowledge that and you have some self-awareness of that gift, I guess.
It's just people are so stupidly focused on their grade and getting out of class as soon as possible. They kind of... people look so exhausted when we're discussing things in person. They're just like, oh yeah, whatever goes. And then when they're on their laptops, like, if I try to mention any ideas, they're just like, yeah, that's pretty good. Nod their head. And maybe they stay on their laptops. Maybe we discuss for like 5 to 10 minutes, and then after that, everyone kind of just trails off onto their laptops and does nothing. And I feel like it's just like an overall boredom with the class that is just prevalent throughout. It was definitely prevalent in my accounting course, definitely prevalent in the marketing course, because everyone was kind of disconnected with the content that they had. And the entrepreneurship course was probably the worst because, I was the only one doing brainstorming, and then they brainstormed the candy idea and they just stuck with it. Like, I was thinking, I had a whole bucket list. I think I still have it here. Some of them were really far-fetched, but that's what brainstorming is, right? I had I'm gonna pull it up. See what we have. So there was, okay, I was like, we could sell massages, we could sell sandwiches, we could obviously do the typical bake sale. I was like, we could sell shots of energy drink, we could sell ramen, ice cream, Rice Krispies. I was like, I could make dumplings, but then I don't know how that would work. And then I was like, we could pump bike tires on the side for anyone who just had their bicycle pop at that very moment. Or no, it's like a bicycle tire repair / pumping place, because I know a lot of people who bike around with really, really soft tires because they don't have, quote unquote time to pump up their fucking tires. College students are lazy. But I mean, it's yeah, I just had to get that off my chest. I got up back from a group meeting today, and I got there late. They finished the project, and I was like, okay, at least I didn't have to waste my time over here. I feel a little bad for being late, but at the same time, I don't like that group. So no remorse.
I think you're fine.
Yeah, it's just 3 groups with pretty much the exact same people. You can interchange them, and I wouldn't even know the difference.
How was your week, Tom? Sorry to cut you off.
No, please, just drop it.
No worries, no worries.
How was the Peter incident?
I had a date go well. Sorry, what?
How was the Peter incident?
Peter incident?
With the email and everything.
Oh, that. I'm sorry. What part of it were you asking about?
Did you resolve it?
It was resolved very quickly. That's
Oh, really? Like on the day of?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was just a miscommunication, so it wasn't much of a problem.
They're Peter. Yeah, you're Peter. Yeah, that guy Peter. Yeah, Coach Peter. Nothing. I was just like, okay, I should probably. No, there's no issue whatsoever.
It wouldn't have been resolved quickly if there were.
Brad, are you still there?
Yep, I've been listening the whole time.
Okay.
But what are you playing right now? I just know you're playing something.
Am I playing something?
I know for a
Am
fact.
I?
Yes, you are.
Let's
You're
guess.
planning something.
Well, what am I? What am I planning? What am I playing?
Oh no, you're just putting a bunch of. What are these images? These are not gaming related. These are Marshall PowerPoint images, stock images,
They're what you've been talking about.
stereotypes.
Oh, wait.
What is this even for?
They've all been what you've been talking about.
Okay, kind of miscommunication.
I'm confused. Is this a Pikachu thing?
A Pikachu
Oh
thing?
no, I was looking at the meme page. My bad.
Oh, lols.
Which channel should I look at?
The gaming one.
Yes.
Okay, never mind. That's better. There's Pikachu there. How was your week, Brian?
Good. Everything's looking dandy. How's yours week, Christian?
Yeah, not too bad. A lot of job apps. Working. Went to the gym full 5 days, which is good. Getting back into that was interesting. Just realizing how out of shape I am. But that was nice to just do. Today I went to an event called Day of the Devs. If you guys have heard of it.
I have actually.
Yeah, so it's like basically a showcase of all these indie games in development. Also Kingdom Hearts 3, which is there for some reason. But it was fun. I went with
yes, the most indie of indie games. Kingdom Hearts 3.
Right. It has...
I've never heard of that before. Wow. Who develops it? What characters does it feature?
It has the... it's a Pooh game, actually.
Oh, Pooh.
Winnie the Pooh,
like
yeah. It's a reboot of his older games from like 2000.
Oh, okay. I did hear about Winnie the Pooh, though. What the heck is up with that?
Oh, he's a character that you interact with, and you can do mini games with him.
Oh my.
Like literally, that was basically the news. That was from an event actually in Mexico City called XO18. It was essentially like PlayStation experience, but less interesting news. The only interesting thing that came out is that Microsoft officially bought Obsidian and On Exile, which are two RPG studios. Like they're known for making RPGs.
That used to be one studio.
Oh wait, they are connected, right?
Yeah, they used to be the same developer.
Can you tell us a story how they became two?
I don't think I know the situation well enough. All I know is that they were originally, I think it was Black Desert was the name? Black Isle.
Oh, right.
And that had some of the most popular developers from the studios, like Chris Avalon, Chris Jones.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I think of the 5, I think 3 were Chris's. But yeah, they kind of got to be known, especially Obsidian, for having games canceled.
That is also true.
I think that's why they ended up crowdfunding Pillars of Eternity.
Yeah, I remember they wanted to make their own type of game. They had a chapter that in Blood, Sweat, and Pixels about the crowdfunding endeavor. I mean, it seemed to actually like save their studio from what I heard. Because they were just tired of doing commissions for shitty games or games they weren't interested in.
Yeah, I mean, it would make sense to me.
I mean, I think it's interesting how they ended up going and just being bought by Microsoft, which people would, I guess, looking at Rare, would say that's a bit of death knell with that comparison.
You know who also got bought off by Microsoft that really rustles my dream?
Who? Who was it?
Obsidian Entertainment.
Yeah,
That probably means we're not gonna get another Fallout from them ever again, is what I'm guessing.
Probably not, but I feel like Fallout's going in a direction people aren't super happy with anyways.
Yes. I agree 100%.
I feel like if anything, they should just go with what they did really well in New Vegas and make it their own thing.
They should have, but that's not what's popular, you know? If you think about how New Vegas sold compared to... Let's say New Vegas release compared to Fallout 4 release, it's like completely different proportions. Which is a little frustrating.
Yeah, for example, I was one of those people that wasn't really into Fallout, and I only bought 4 because it finally had good shooting in it. So I would have preferred better dialogue options, but it wasn't really a seller for me.
Yeah, it wasn't mandatory for someone like Dom, you know?
Right. I guess for me, I really enjoy the speaking parts. Like right now, I'm doing my first playthrough of New Vegas, and my character is like a swift talker. Like his stats and speaking are super high, and he just like gets all those really weird custom like options because of it.
Uh-huh.
But I actually think like this is a great play for Microsoft. I feel like in the past few years, I've been trying to fix all the bad parts of what happened this generation. They had like a new so the last head of Microsoft, Don Matrick, I think he kind of made the Xbox try to turn it into like this whole media hub instead of an actual game console.
They also tried to add integrate Connect completely into Xbox.
Wait. Nothing I just typed should have gotten me a bad word usage warning. What in the world type of words do you have on that list, BChan?
What?
Bad word usage?
There's a Dom. There's a bot. They flagged Dom.
Wait, Brian, what are these pictures even for? You're crowding out our important gaming Discord.
So the message I typed in there that got censored was, "Are we on Discord or Pinterest?"
I think it's Pinterest.
Yes, why?
I don't know.
I want to know why.
I don't know which word. What the hell? I don't think I've set up this bot actually.
Discord.
Is it Pinterest?
It was Pinterest. It was Pinterest.
No, it wasn't.
What was it?
Oh, what was it?
Pinterest. Wait, does it actually, when you type in?
It might have been Brian.
Oh, Discord, like as in, you know, like you're inciting Discord. Hey.
Yep, it was Brian, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I also tested it.
Someone
How
censored
about if
my
I say
name.
chaos? Wait, what was the bad word again?
Brian.
Brian?
There you go.
How about brain? Oh, brain doesn't work. Brian. Oh, he texted me personally. Hey, Throbbing Chode, don't use bad words. You're a naughty word, Brian.
Apparently, my name is a naughty word.
Throbbing
forbidden.
Chode said Brian.
The text to speech doesn't work. I thought he would like to skip. Unfortunately not.
That's a pretty... I feel like that's a huge issue if your censoring bot doesn't censor text-to-speech. Like, I think that should be like the first thing you do. But yeah, no, I'm interested in Microsoft at the moment. Because as a PC guy who started out on Xbox, their Play Everywhere, Anywhere initiative, where every first party title launches for both PC and Xbox, and you can, with one price point, you can play on either one. That was really cool for me, at least. And then Halo's coming back to PC, and now they have like 12 or 13 first-party studios.
They're also adding like keyboard support for like a lot of their titles, or making that an option.
Yep.
Makes sense.
Their,
So yeah,
their
I'm
seamless
interested.
integration thing is pretty cool.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't know if they're gonna push for this like big kind of release schedule leading up to the new console, or if they're gonna save it all up for that kind of big push when it launches.
I think it's a launch thing. I mean, I don't know if these games, like these studios, even have games in the works to be launched anytime this generation. I feel like they're gonna prep up their years and just have like a solid lineup for the next like 2-3 years after, like for those the whole entire time the new next Xbox comes out.
Could be. I think that I don't know. They have a lot of studios that should still be rotating for a new launch title, like next year or very early 2020. And the thing is, for most people anyway, 2020 is the absolute earliest we'll get the new consoles, and 2022 is kind of that 2 years kind of the threshold. So I don't know. I think it'd be a little long to hold on to that many titles for.
Every time Xbox seemed to have potential, though, they would always let us down. Right?
I mean, at least money-wise, they dominated Gen 2.
That's true. They did have 360 under their belt for a very long time. And then they also fucked up Halo. I think
They got
that was
cocky.
Well, that wasn't their fault. Bungie was like, yeah, we're not making it anymore.
We're making Destiny now, guys. See ya.
Yeah.
And
And
which they
now-
also flopped, you know?
I was gonna say, yeah, now Activision's angry. They're like, we paid how much for you guys for this 10-year deal?
You come into my house, shit on my IPs. I guess it's technically Bungie's IP. They own it. It's under different management.
Yeah, I feel like they've been I don't know. I want to believe in Halo, but their track record post Bungie has not been great.
Yeah, not as clean. as
Yeah. I knew at least two people that worked at 343. I met one of them at Treyarch. And it was funny because we were talking about Halo 4, and I was talking about how the only part of it I liked was the vehicles. And I came to find out the dude I was talking to literally made the vehicles.
That's
I was like,
probably
wow.
a nice compliment.
I was both honest and it worked out well. But yeah, Infinite will be their big chance to show, hey, we can actually do this.
The engine you're using, the Slip Space engine, right?
Yeah.
That's just based off. I know it's not like an actual trailer of gameplay, but if it's anything close to that, it looks remarkable. Like, it looks beautiful. But that doesn't say anything about gameplay.
Right. Yeah, and I mean, they're taking the thematic direction back toward original Halo, which I think will play in their favor.
Yeah, I think people have been wanting that for a while.
Yeah, it's ever since, Halo 3. Halo 3 is kind of like the golden age of Halo from what I could, see back when everyone was playing Halo 3 in my grade. There were maybe a whole 4 console gamers inside my whole grade of maybe 60 people, and then all of them played Halo. So,
Because Halo was sick.
Halo was sick. I played Halo, and I wasn't a console gamer, and I thought Halo was sick.
The first level design I ever did was in Forge.
Oh.
I think that was also me too. That or Pro Skater 4. They had
Nice.
yeah, that was fun. It literally was just me playing with all the assets they had and just making death maps where here's all the lava. Here's literally a lava level. Skate and don't die.
Yep.
Classic.
And a group on Bungie.net was the first group I ever community managed for.
Oh. That's a big deal.
That's really cool. I didn't know that. I don't know why I've had this really bad habit of just being a lurker and everything and not participating.
Kind of. I feel like I
It
did that
sounds like
too.
me in Dark Souls.
I feel like I lurked a lot in things too, but that's because I couldn't buy anything, so I just watched it from afar.
I think that might be a part of it with me. I just can't buy a lot of things, so I'm just gonna watch.
No, watching's not bad. It's just it's its own experience. I think you get good at a lot of things just by watching it, and that's probably why I was good at League, because I didn't have time to play as much League as everyone else. So I got better than them because I watched a lot of streamers and tutorials.